my Tubies, my TikTokers, my Twitters, and my Teletubbies. SheilaTruelove here with you this fine Sunday morning. I love you so much. And I want to show you something that every parent on the planet needs to see this video. A 15-year-old girl on social media plans on meeting this, she thinks, a 15-year-old boy. So she goes to his house, and guess what's waiting for her? This is just ridiculous. And why would a girl be going to a guy's house? Anyway, without further ado, my darling, here we go.
Taught you any better. What are you doing here? Sorry.
We made a fake profile as a 15-year-old boy. As you know, his name is Jackson. She accepted the profile, actually, and then we've been talking for 2 days right now. We're going to text her the address and see if she'll come and meet this guy, you know?
She will not meet him. I know that.
Be there in 10 minutes, walking over now. So I'm going to send David, the actor, down there again to open the door for her and see if she actually comes.
Yeah, girl.
Come in.
A lot worse. Have I not taught you any better? What are you doing here? Sorry, Mom. What are you talking about? I'm sorry. I don't know that. You don't need it. Have I not taught you any better? What are you doing here? Sorry, Mom.
We made a fake profile as a 15-year-old boy. As you know, his name is Jackson. She accepted the profile, actually, and then we've been talking for 2 days right now. We're going to text her the address and see if she'll come and meet this guy, you know?
She will not meet him. I know that.
Be there in 10 minutes, walking over now. So I'm going to send David, the actor, down there again to open the door for her and see if she actually comes.
Yeah, girl.
Come in.
That's what I want to know. This could have gone a lot worse. Have I not taught you any better? What are you doing here? Sorry, Mom. What are you talking about? I'm sorry.
Now, did you see how scary that was? And did you see how the mother, she honestly thought that she really knew her daughter. Oh, her daughter was 12, not 15. She was going to meet a 15-year-old boy. Oh, please. We know it's on a 15-year-old boy's mind with this 12-year-old girl. Girls these days are so fresh and hot in their pants, and she looks like she had a good mom. Her moms look like a no-nonsense mom, but her mother is giving her daughter too much credit. Parents tend to do that because I know I gave my daughter a lot of credit, and I didn't know. I gave her too much credit. I really did, because I didn't think that, I thought she had a healthier self-esteem or something, but I don't know what the hell happened. Whatever, child. You know, there comes a time in children's lives, or teenagers, or your people's lives, your kids' lives, when their peers mean more to them than their parents. You have a lot of children who have trauma issues, and it's not based mainly because of their parents, what their parents did. A lot of it is what happened to them in their childhood by their peers. You know, and it doesn't matter how much you try to build your child up and, you know, tell them you're great, you're amazing, you're beautiful. I used to tell my daughter, you're beautiful. That girl, I wish you could see my daughter. My children are biracial. They're hot. You've seen a picture of my son. But please, my children are beautiful. I told that girl often, you're beautiful. She grew up caring more about what a man thinks instead of what Jehovah Jesus and her mom thinks. And you have a mirror, sweetheart. Go look in the mirror. You have pictures of yourself. You have videos of yourself. You don't need no man to validate you. I don't. I really don't give a damn what these dudes think about. They're not attracted to good women anyway, as I've already made a video about that. But do you see how that could have turned deadly? When she came over to that house to meet this 15-year-old boy, God help us all. He could have had 3 or 4 or 5 guys up in there waiting for her. They could have ran a train on her. She don't know what would have happened to her. They could have dogged her out, and she's too scared because she knew she had no business being there anyway. So will she really tell her mom about it? She better be happy that that was her mother behind that mask, instead of the sicko So parents, you really don't know your children as well as you think you do. Like you have parents, check this out, who when they ground their children, when your children act up or misbehave, you snatch privileges because you can't get the belt and paddle their behind because then they have you locked up. You're not allowed to discipline your kids anymore. You're going to jail. BCW, Child Protective Services, CPS, I suppose. Yeah, that's physical. That's, what do they call it? Yeah, you're not supposed to whip them with a belt. You're not supposed to do any of that. You're supposed to snatch privileges and put them on timeouts and all that other nonsense because the Bible says spare the rod, you spoil that child. Nobody's saying you're supposed to beat them with blood coming out of them or to scar them, but some children need that belt on their behind, the fatty parts, the butt. But you're not allowed to do that. So you snatch privileges, you ground them, you put them on timeouts. I've been looking at Dr. Phil. Parents have been trying that. They take the phone. Guess what? These kids go to school. They got their friend's phone. They're looking at porno on their friend's phone. And then they got burner phones. You know what a burner phone is? They have a backup phone where they could just purchase a phone right at the store. And they put it on vibrate or silent so they just get their calls. And when their parents are in the kids are in the room with their phone. Parents, and they say it's a parent's job. You know what? A parent can't be everywhere 24/7. This is why they say it takes a village, honey, because it takes everyone to try to participate with raising these kids who grow up pretty much, let me tell you, a lot of them are ungrateful anyway, which I'm going to make another video of why I kind of understand runaway fathers now. Because when these kids grow up, the mother, she's a bitch, she's toxic, she ain't no damn good, she's a MFer. I don't know, man, but I remember my kid's father, I had to leave that clown because he cheated on me. And I never deprived him of his children. And that man said, I'm not giving up my life for these kids because they're not going to give up their life for me. And he's right. You're not supposed to give up. He's talking about they're not going to care about me. Let these girls find a man. They take their parents and throw them in the garbage so fast, honey, faster than you can smell it. And I always say to myself, what hurts me a lot, and it just does when I think about it. If I was in the water drowning and my daughter's husband was in the water drowning and she's an excellent swimmer, she could only save one, would she jump in there to save me? This is why fathers make babies and they leave. They know you're not going to jump in the father to save them, in the water to save them. You're going to jump in there to save that Dusty. Now keep in mind, the mother was there when you couldn't do anything for yourself. This Dusty came along when you have a job, an education, you got everything set in place. Your mother was there when you were sick, crying, you couldn't feed yourself, you couldn't do nothing for yourself. Let me give you an illustration. A wife, she's with a man, her husband, right? And she's with this man while he's poor, while he's struggling, while he's doing bad, and she's there to support him and help him, everything. And then when he raises up and he becomes wealthy, he throws her away because he found something else better that came along. He found something else that came along, and now he takes the one who did all the work when he had nothing. And he goes for the one who's here when all the work is done. She gets all the benefits. That's equivalent. This is the way I see it, and I may be wrong, because I know we're supposed to have our children grow up to separate from us, but you don't throw your parents away. When's the last time you visited your parents? And I know you're going to say they're toxic. So is that toxic man who has cheated on you eons so many times. Well, like I said, people could understand it when it's coming from a wife perspective, how the man throws the wife away when he's doing better, or when it's a newer model, somebody who's younger, sexier, tits all firm, butt is nice and tight and high. Wifey over there who did all the work. She's starting to sag a little bit. Her looks are starting to change. He takes her, throw her in the back burner, or he turns her into the house slave. And this new woman, that's his woman. That's his significant other, not you. You're just a house slave. And he'll have a little sex with you, throw you some crumbs of sex every now and again when his significant other is not available. But that's the same way I'm sure a lot of mothers feel when it comes to their children. You ready to throw your mother away for this man who came along when you had everything. Mom was the one who was there when you had nothing, okay? When she was struggling. Your dad? Oh yeah, he's back in the picture, yeah. He came around when all the hard work is done. His behind is old as dirt. And now he wants to come back on the scene. And like my daughter, she leans towards him, looking out for him, taking care of him, talks to him on a regular basis. You know? This is the dude who didn't care whether you was eating. Does she have a roof over her head? Is she getting her education? Is she sick? Is she well? But that's the one that you reward. And the one who stayed on the job is the one that you treat like dirt. That's ridiculous. But anyway, like I said, this situation could have turned bad real quick. And that looks like a good mother who cares. That's why she agreed to do this, so she can protect her child. And I notice how it doesn't matter whether you have good parents or toxic parents or bad parents. A lot of these adult children treat them all the same. They treat them the same. And like I said, if you post something negative about parents on here, I'm deleting the comments, so don't waste your time or your energy, and I'm blocking you. Because the Bible clearly says if you want things to go well for you, if you want things to go well and you want your days on this earth to be long, you need to watch how you treat your parents. You have to respect them, honor them, and treat them with value, high value, especially when they hit the age of 60. Now, you could go ahead and say what you want. I'm going to love them from afar and blah, blah, blah. But like I said, you're not going to make a mockery out of Jesus, because the way you treat your parents, that's the way your children or that man that you with, that you love so much, he's your world, he's your strength. Yeah. Watch how he's going to end up treating you. Watch how your children are going to end up treating you. So be careful with that one. Anyway, I want you to have a good day, and I want every parent on the planet, in the whole universe, to look at this video. You don't know your kids as well as you think you do.